Under the Andes Mountains, with its rugged beauty and harsh climate, lies the hidden secrets of Inca culture, revealing discoveries full of wonder and awe. Among them, the mummy of Juanita, a young Inca girl, stands out as a symbol of both marvel and sorrow intertwined. The discovery was made on Mount Ampato, where white snow had covered the surface for thousands of years, concealing a story steeped in spirituality. Juanita, a part of the ritual sacrifices to the Inca gods, was found perfectly preserved under a layer of eternal ice. The serene expression on the young girl's face becomes unsettling as archaeologists uncover the truth behind Juanita's death. When you step into the Museo Santuarios Andinos in the city of Arequipa, Peru, one undeniable attraction is the mummy of Juanita. The mummy is the best preserved in the world today. The entire mass of black hair on the deceased's head is almost intact. The skin on the arms is nearly undecomposed. In fact, the discoverers of the mummy even describe the layer of skin as preserved to the point where individual hairs are visible. But unlike the peaceful appearance of eyes closed, arms at rest, archaeologists have uncovered the short-lived life of the young girl Juanita ended in an unimaginable manner. For this maiden was sacrificed to the Inca gods. The 500-year-old mummy was found in a state as if newly deceased. In 1992, Peruvian mountaineer Miguel Zarate led an expedition to Mount Ampato, which stands at 6,288 meters. He unexpectedly found unusual pieces of wood on the snow-covered summit, suspecting it could be an archaeological site. Ampato is a volcano in the Andes range, perpetually covered in over 9 meters of thick white snow due to its harsh climate. However, following volcanic activity, the millennia-old snow layers on its slopes began to melt. This revealed secrets buried for hundreds of years. After the volcanic eruption, in September 1995, the mountaineers successfully persuaded American archaeologist Johann Reinhard to join them in conquering Mount Ampato. Here, the American archaeologist uncovered the secrets beneath the seemingly eternal layer of snow. Numerous archaeological sites were found, but the most notable discovery was a tomb on the mountainside. This was the resting place of a young girl, approximately 12 to 15 years old. The mummy was perfectly preserved, with a serene face, showing no signs of fear before death. While not the first mummy found in the Andes, it was the first female mummy excavated. Due to this significance, experts bestowed upon her a fitting name, Juanita, based on the remote location of the tomb and the remaining sacrificial offerings nearby. Archaeologists concluded that Juanita was sacrificed to the Inca gods atop the mountain. This was a traditional practice of the indigenous people. They believed these rituals appeased the gods, preventing natural disasters or ensuring bountiful harvests. The sacrifice of maidens like Juanita was inevitable, as it affected matters of faith, worship on the sacred mountains of the Inca. It took several days for the expedition to bring the frozen mummy down to the village of Cabanaconde. There, the body was placed in a specialized freezer and transported to the Catholic University in the city of Arequipa for examination. In an interview conducted in 1999, American archaeologist Reinhard shared, "Upon analysis, experts were amazed and stated that Juanita did not resemble a 500-year-old mummy, but rather appeared as if she had passed away just a few weeks ago." The unexpected findings about her death, the selection of young girls as sacrificial offerings to the deities, were not uncommon in Inca culture. Juanita's short life came to an end in a sacrificial ritual, but the days leading up to the girl's demise were vastly different from the life of an ordinary Inca maiden. Experts analyzed DNA from Juanita's hair, revealing her diet before the sacrificial ritual. The hair analysis results showed that Juanita had been chosen for sacrifice approximately a year before her death. Transitioning from a diet primarily consisting of vegetables and potatoes, she was shifted to consuming more luxurious foods, including animal protein and a significant amount of coca leaves and chicha, a fermented beverage. Andrew Wilson, a forensic expert and archaeologist, explained, "During the last 6 to 8 weeks of the sacrifice maidens' lives, they would be in a heavily sedated state due to the chemical reactions from coca leaves and chicha. Consequently, archaeologists believe that prior to their sacrificial deaths, these individuals were in a state of great comfort. By indulging in the concoction of drugs and alcohol, coupled with the altitude of the mountainous region, the sacrificial children would swiftly slip into a deep sleep. But Juanita was not fortunate in that regard. 500 years later, the truth was revealed. Radiologist Elliot Fishman discovered that the death of this Peruvian maiden was due to severe hemorrhaging. It was a blow to the head with a heavy impact. Following the fatal blow, the girl's skull became swollen with blood, pushing part of her brain to one side. And this blow also ended the life of the sacrificial maiden. After passing away around the years 1450 to 1480, Juanita remained alone on the mountain for 500 years. If the volcano had not erupted, Juanita's mummy might have continued to be buried atop the snow-capped peak for many more centuries. However, volcanic activity caused the eternal snow layer to melt. The snow covering Mount Ampato melted, causing the mummy, which had been carefully wrapped in a cocoon and buried in Juanita's tomb, to fall down the mountain. Finally, in May 1995, Johann Reinhardt's archaeological team found her remains. Juanita's mummy was preserved in almost pristine condition, causing a sensation in both academic circles and the public. The body was deemed the best-preserved mummy in the Americas. The primary reason is that it was trapped under a 9-meter-thick layer of snow for hundreds of years. The freezing climate prevented the decomposition of the body, as most bacteria and fungi do not survive in such harsh conditions. According to leading mummy experts in Peru, the discovery of Juanita's remains holds great significance for the field of archaeology. We can gather and study a lot of data about ethnology, archaeology, through the analysis of DNA and the mummy's blood clots. Subsequently, American archaeologists returned to the summit of Ampato with a large expedition team. Here, they continued to discover 2 more mummies, including a boy and a girl. These were also sacrificial children intended for the gods. Experts estimate that hundreds of Inca children may have been mummified on the peaks of the Andes, waiting to be discovered. Between 1996 and 1999, these archaeologists also found 14 other Inca mummies, thereby uncovering new insights into a civilization. Today, when visiting the Museo Santuarios Andinos, where Juanita's remains are preserved, visitors will pass through a series of rooms containing artifacts found during the mummy's discovery expedition. From January to April, Juanita will be moved to another area, completely frozen in darkness for preservation purposes. Juanita is an integral part of Inca history and culture, and the research and preservation of her mummy will contribute to safeguarding this precious heritage for future generations.